prevent the occurrence of it. By the time the cancer will come back, it came back with full force. And it took over his body, and eventually he's dead. We'll be doing the burial on Tuesday. Brethren, it is our responsibility to take care of our health. It's not any other person's responsibility. And I want us to be alive to all of this discussion. If you need to ask question, please ask question. Don't keep it to yourself. As he's talking, if there's something that you think you are not clear about, jot it down. So that when it is question and answer time, you'll be able to ask those questions and you'll be able to answer us. It's very key for us to take care of our health. Let's see this section as very important, and the Almighty God will help us in Jesus' mighty name. Praise the Lord. Please make him welcome in Jesus' mighty name.
All right. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much. It's great to be here in the house of God. Isn't this incredible? Wow, absolutely beautiful. I think when I moved to America, one of the hardest things for me was to leave the beautiful people in South Africa. I remember we were on the way to immigrate, and we were at a restaurant, and a church service started nearby. And I said to my wife, you people have dinner, I'm going to church with my African friends, because we grew out in the countryside. Yeah, and that was one of our hardest things. Well, I'm so excited to be here, because let me tell you something. Until you understand how to treat God's temple, which is your body, we're going to suffer a lot in our lives. And I want to start off by telling you my story. I was 26 years old when they discovered I had cancer. And I fought my cancer the medical way for 5 years. And after 5 years, I was sent home to die because they couldn't help me. I was 31 years old. And that was when I discovered God's impeccable grace and timing, because he sent somebody across my path who taught me the body's the healer. Change your lifestyle, change your life. And so I started researching, and I discovered, like skin cream, there's 13,000 poisons in skin cream that can cause cancer. So I changed my skin cream. I discovered that the most poisonous thing in your household is laundry soap. As a matter of fact, a study out of Australia says the number one cause of skin cancer is laundry detergent. And yet we wash our clothes and we don't even think about it again, right? A study came out of Europe about 3 weeks ago saying that the most harmful thing in your house is dishwashing soap. Because when you take the plate out the dishwasher, or when you finish washing it, it can have 9 layers of poison on that destroy your intestinal tract. Now, if nearly all health starts in your digestive system, if you can't break down your food, if you can't digest it, if your body can't absorb it, you can't fight diseases. And so I'm here today to try and help you understand the food we're eating isn't really what it says it should be. And I want to start off, who's in charge here today? Who invited us? Where's Elizabeth? Can you call her, please? Right? Because I want to give her my cancer book for winning the cancer battle. It's available online. You can get it from Amazon. I get no proceeds from it. It all goes to a Christian organization called Hume Lake Christian Camps. But Elizabeth, I wanted to say thank you for inviting me here today. And here's my book on how to beat cancer. How's that? It's too late to give it to your one friend, but you can give it to your next friend. There you are. Okay, there you are. Exciting. All right, so I changed my lifestyle. I started eating good food. I stopped eating trashy food. I started eating cooked from scratch, organic, nothing in a box, nothing in a packet. I reduced my carbs, started eating fresh fruits and vegetables, and guess what happened? I totally changed my life. I started taking quality supplements that could help my body and not harm my body. I started learning how to read labels. My job today is not to teach you really how to read, how to be healthy, but just how to make quality decisions when you're walking into a store. That's what I'm going to try today. Try and help you with quality decisions. And if you make those quality choices, you can totally change your life. I'll give you a few examples before I start. I was speaking to a lady last night. She's in New Orleans. Have you ever heard of New Orleans? Mississippi. She found me on TikTok. Have any of you ever looked at TikTok before? Right, she found me on TikTok. She started following me. She had been in bed for nearly 7 years with terminal cancer. The doctors thought she'd never get out of bed again. She was a school teacher. Chris and Barbara met her at a convention that she spoke at. And within 3 months, she was cancer-free. And that to me is so exciting. Just by understanding how the body works, you can change your life. I was dealing with a man a few weeks ago. His name is John. He's from Florida. Chris Cowley and them flew out to the USA to a health convention we had there last year, a few months ago. Hey? And he was one of the speakers there. And John had terminal cancer. As a matter of fact, the medication was destroying his body. And he was bedridden. And he started following me. He found me on social media. You know, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, YouTube. And he got so excited by just learning how to read labels, how to make vegetable juice, how to cook from scratch, how to eat organic, how to go shopping. Have you ever heard of baby carrots? You know, the baby carrots are fully grown carrots, shaped to look like a baby carrot, then soaked in bleach, and bleach causes cancer. Baby carrots are fully grown carrots shaped to look like a baby carrot, then soaked in bleach, and bleach causes cancer. Have you ever heard of strawberries? According to the EWG, Environmental Work Group, strawberries are the most poisonous food sold in the UK. Yeah, if they're not organic. According to the EWG, the second most poisonous food sold in the UK is spinach. And the third most poisonous food sold in the UK is kale, curly kale. Unless they're organic. You want to eat organic food, right? So all I'm going to do here today is first depress you, and then I'm going to really try and guide you and equip you to make good decisions. But to summarize, even before I start, I'm going to teach you that you have to be careful of bad soaps, you have to be careful of bad skin creams, and you have to be careful of bad food and bad vitamins. You have to look for quality. You know, we got a saying in Africa, it says, "Goedkoop is maar duurkoop." What does that mean? That means you think you got a bargain, you're going to pay the consequences. It's actually expensive to buy trash. So let's have a look at this. The UK is far healthier than America, but still a very sick country. It's number 20 in the world. Disease is increasing by the day, but the CDC, Center for Disease Control, says 80% of disease could be prevented, alleviated, or slowed down. Now, how amazing is that? If you go into the hospital, can you imagine? According to the Center for Disease Control, we could take 80% of people in those hospitals out of hospitals. According to the medical industry, people are sick because they want to be sick. Not because they really want to be sick, but because they don't know what to do. And we had to help them to do things that can help them. So that says again, 80% could be prevented, alleviated, or delayed. So they analyzed the food. In a study of 22,000 people, not even one person. Remember, God created your body to function on 59 nutrient families. Not one person even got 10. How amazing is that? And this is what they discovered, that the fertilizer that we've been using since 1948 in the Western world is made from petroleum. So they draw petroleum out the ground and they turn it into fertilizer since 1948. Have you ever seen a bag of fertilizer? Yeah, there you are. It's a bag of motor car oil, petroleum. How bad is that? And they discover if you grow food on petroleum, it looks good. It tastes all right. Have you noticed the food in Nigeria tastes different to the food here? Right? Why? Because you don't use petroleum in Nigeria. So then they check spinach. Look at this. The nutrient value of spinach is down by 60%. So when you're eating a bowl of spinach, the vitamin C level is not in there. Have you ever heard of cancer? One of the top things to help you fight cancer is vitamin C. It's an antioxidant. Have you ever seen somebody trying to lose some belly fat? One of the most important things to lose fat is vitamin C, because it speeds up your metabolism by kicking your growth hormones. Have you ever heard of no energy? Vitamin C increases your energy. Have you ever heard of a stroke? Vitamin C helps you make collagen to protect you from strokes. And we don't have vitamin C in our food anymore. So you say, well, I'm going to eat apples. You say, I'm going to eat oranges. Did you know if you ate an orange in 1980, you'd have to eat 2, 4, 6, 8 oranges today to get the same amount of nutrient value. Apples, you'd have to eat 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 apples a day to get the same nutrient value that your parents got from one apple. 26 apples a day. How bad is that? All right. So I had an apple for breakfast this morning. I've got 25 to go. Now, I'm not saying don't eat apples. All I'm saying is this is why there are so many sick people. And this is why the food in Nigeria or Ghana, anywhere in Africa, I was in South Africa 2 days ago. The food tastes different to across here. Our food that comes in this country is harvested green, grown on synthetic fertilizer. It's then irradiated. They radiate it to ripen it. They use radiation to ripen our food. You buy a mango, it's irradiated. You eat a banana, it's irradiated. So that's why we really have to look after our body. And then the sun the sun doesn't come out too much. It was so exciting. Yeah, that's why the food tastes better. God keeps the sun in Africa. And you need vitamin D, isn't that right? Right? And where do you get vitamin D? From the sun. And then the best way to get vitamin D is take your shirt and that kind of stuff off. But it's too cold here. You don't want to take it off. Anyway, I'm just having fun with you. Look at this over here. So 80% of people are taking vitamins today. Did you know that? Who takes vitamins in this room? Yeah, I take vitamins rooms. You folks don't take vitamins? You overdone it. That's right. You had too much motor car oil. Yes. Okay, there you are. So they discovered today 80% of people are taking vitamins. So if 80% of people take vitamins, why do we have an increase in disease? Well, this is the problem. Look at these studies. According to the Food and Drug Administration, they found hidden drugs in nearly 50 vitamins that they analyzed. So you buy this vitamin and there's actually hidden drugs in there. So what do these drugs do inside your body? Look at this. They found these drugs. Have you ever heard of omega-3? Have you ever heard of glucosamine? Have you ever heard of curcumin? So they analyzed glucosamine from the health food store, omega-3 and curcumin, and they found an anti-inflammatory drugs in these things that cause heart attacks, strokes, internal bleeding, and heart attacks. How many elderly people you know taking those products and they have a stroke and we don't know why they had a stroke? Or they have a heart problem and they're taking trashy vitamins. Have you ever heard of elderberry? Right, look at this. 68% of elderberry has got no elderberry inside of it. Not even a trace. This is a study done 2 years ago. Look at this. Ever heard of aloe vera? In this study, they found every aloe vera they tested had 0% aloe vera in it, which is quite low. Right? How bad is that? That's a disgrace, isn't it? Guess what it was? It was crushed pine needles. They were taking pine needles, they were crushing it, soaking water in it, and when the water became gooey and tasted bitter like aloe, they drain it off and sell it as aloe vera. You see, these companies are so fraudulent. Look at this study. Have you ever heard of herbs? Ginkgo biloba, St. John's wort, saw palmetto, valerian root. Look over here. According to the New York State Attorney General, these herbs do not contain the herb shown on the label. 98 out of 100 had 0% of what was on the label in the product. Now, this really breaks my heart because you and I, trying to be healthy, we go to Boots or we go to a health food store and we go and buy something, and that's why you've overdone it. Right? I was doing a talk in California for the Southern Californian Teachers Christian Association, and in the room was a man from the LAPD. Ever heard of the LAPD? And he got really upset with me. He said that they're going to put me in jail if I keep on lying to people. I said, prove me wrong, because I said that 98% of vitamins sold in the Western world are either made from petroleum, motor oil, turpentine, rocks, or metal filings. Well, he got really upset with me, and he said, I'm going to investigate you. And he put a team on to investigate me. And he phones me back about 3 days later and he said, you're wrong, it's not 98%. I said, what is it? He says it's about 99.5. Isn't that just terrible? So how bad are these vitamins? I give you a few ideas. The first idea comes from a firefighter from near San Francisco area. He was infertile. He was about 27 years old, and he couldn't impregnate his wife. He couldn't get her pregnant. And she was really upset. She wanted to have children. And they did some tests. They found he was the problem. And so they phoned me and said, what can they do? I said, take vitamin E and take zinc. He laughed at me. I said, why are you laughing? He said, I'm really taking vitamin E. I said, no. Read the label to me. Well, guess what it said on the label? It said something like this. Alpha tocopherol, right? Alpha tocopherol. So I said that is not an E, that is either turpentine or motor car oil. Do you know what turpentine is? It's what you wash paintbrushes with and strip paint off of walls. So I said, you need to get onto vitamin E that God made, that's got 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols in it. Say switch brands, which is this one. Switch brands. And I said, the zinc, read the zinc to me. Well, the zinc he was taking was galvanized iron. Do you know what galvanizing is? If you don't want something to rust, you galvanize it. It's metal you take out the ground. Like corrugated roofs. You know that metal roofs? That's galvanized iron. That's zinc. So I said that zinc will give you colon cancer, stomach cancer, small intestine cancer, and pollux, and all kinds of health issues. I said, you want to take a zinc that's made from parsley. He switched brands, and in 6 weeks, his wife was pregnant. He sent me a little picture of this little baby in his tummy. 9 months later, he sent me another picture of a little baby boy. Now, what happened? He switched brands. All he did was take a poisonous vitamin, stop taking it, and onto a quality one. Let me give you another story. I was driving back from San Francisco one day. I do a lot of talks out there. And this woman phones me. Her name is Marlene. She says, I'm busy losing my 3rd child. So I said, I first spoke to her about the food. She was doing everything right. I said, what kind of supplements are you taking? She said, oh, don't worry about that. I'm getting them from my specialist. I said, I don't care where you're getting them from. Just pick them up and read the label to me. Well, the minute you read the label, I knew she was taking motor car oil. She wasn't taking supplements. So I said, switch over stop taking that, you must probably killing your child. She switched over onto a supplement made from organic food. You see, your body was not run on motor car oil. I don't know if you know that. It was made to run on food that God made, not that man made food. And she switched over, and guess what happened? In 3 days, she had no sign of miscarriage. Today, she's got 2 kids. And so little things like that can make a big, big, big difference. All right. So before we carry on any further, I want to just show you what they do to the food in this country. Where's Barbara? Has she escaped? Chris, come and help me. Okay. Who's in charge? Are you in charge, Barbara? Okay. Okay. All right, Barbara. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this broccoli, and we're going to show you what they do to the food in the UK, where they take the broccoli and they coat it in petroleum. Have you ever poured water over your broccoli and the water just runs off? And the reason being, because they coat this. What's it? Okay. While Barbara's carrying on there, so the reason with this broccoli, what they do, they coat it to extend its shelf life, because broccoli has only got about a 6-week harvest period out of the 12 months. But you can go to the store and buy broccoli anytime. Is that not right? And that's because they first irradiate it. That increases its shelf life. And then after irradiating it, they coat it in petrol, in a petroleum. Have you ever felt the grease on a cucumber? Ever felt the grease on a cucumber? That's what they're putting on all of our food. As a matter of fact, tomato is even worse. Have you ever put a tomato under a tap and you take it away? It's immediately, the water comes off it straight away. Have you noticed that? Because they put shellac on a tomato. Do you know what shellac is? That is nail varnish. Nail varnish. And so they put that on the tomatoes. Now, on the nail varnish bottle, guess what it says? If you get this into your body, rush to a poison center. And that's what they coat tomatoes in, to make them, unless they're organic. You want to get organic tomatoes. So we're going to take this broccoli across over here. And if you have a look here, can you see how it just runs off? You can use your broccoli as an umbrella. Okay. And so you can soak this broccoli in the water, and it's just going to keep running off, because water doesn't break petrol down. So now you need to wash your vegetables. You need to wash your fruit. So we're going to use a coconut extract, yeah, to wash the broccoli. Yeah, just wash this one, I think. We're going to use a coconut extract. It's a soap made from coconut. I use this for bathing. I use it for showering. I use it for shaving. I use it for washing my hair. Even use it to brush my teeth. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. It's made from coconut. It's one of the cheapest soaps you can ever get. And you can already see the difference in those 2 seconds. Can you see the difference? Okay, so now what we're going to do, you want to put them together again, Barbara? And so if I pour water through this side, look what happens. We've broken down the petrol on there, the petroleum, the grease, or whatever you want to call it. And this side, turn it up a little. Okay, so the one broccoli, you can now remove the pesticide and chemicals, and the other one you can't. And you want to soak all your fruits and vegetables. Everything you buy, you want to make sure that you're removing all the chemicals and poisons off of them. I know what soap you use. I love the soap. It is so cheap. It'll work you out about £1 a month per person in your household for bathing and showering and shaving and shampoo and conditioner. It's the cheapest soap in the UK that I know of. It's just incredible, washing your dishes, washing your pets, everything like that. And your kids can drink it. It's got no poison in it. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. And it's called LDC. So just remember LSD. Outside in case you want some. How's that, right? All right. Did I bring my water up here? All right, I've been on the phone since I woke up this morning with people in Cyprus and Africa and all over the world and in Hawaii. Right? People in Hawaii get cancer. How amazing is that? "34 years old and he's had brain cancer 3 times. How terrible is that? So terrible. Have you ever heard of probiotics, acidophilus? Look at this study over here. They took probiotics, acidophilus, 2 independent labs. This is the most expensive acidophilus in the world. Have you ever heard of a Rolls Royce? A Lamborghini? This is the Lamborghini of the vitamin industry. It's called Mary Ruth Certified Organic. And they found 2 independent labs, found bacteria in here that was harming people. They asked them to recall it. They refused to recall it for another 19 months. 19 more months. Look at this study done on vitamins. The study was done by consumerlab.com. And they tested the 21 biggest brands of vitamins sold in the world. And to their utter amazement, 11 out of 21, that's 52%, what was on the label was not in the product. How bad is that? Now we're down to 10. Of the 10, 3 didn't dissolve at all. You took the vitamin, came out the other side, you could still read the name of the product. Now we're down to 7. Of the 7, 1 contained lead. Is lead good for you? It shouldn't be in vitamins. Now we're down to 6. They took the 6 best brands they could find. The study was done on 2,000 stage 4 cancer patients, done by the United States National Cancer Institute. 1,000 given a placebo, no change. 1,000 given the 6 best supplements. In this particular study, it increased the cancer growth by 32%. So if you're going to take a vitamin, I always tell people you're very brave to take a vitamin if you don't know how to read a label. So I want to just give you a bit of an idea before I carry on how I like to eat. I like to eat dinner at about 6:30 in the evening and then eat nothing until about 10:30 in the morning. Why? It allows the body to detox. It allows the body to cleanse. It allows your kidneys and liver to rest and relax. If you work something too much, it eventually packs up. So that's one thing I like to do. The minute I wake up, I like to drink this much water. I drink this much water the minute I wake up in the morning, and I squeeze a lemon into it if at all possible. Because lemon cleans out your liver, cleans out your kidneys. It's what they call a perfect food. It's acid in the digestive system, alkaline in the bloodstream. So lemon is a great food, breaking down fats. It's always best to get organic if possible, but even not and non-organic is better than no lemon at all. All right. Remember that one of the advantages with citrus, avocados, they've got a skin that you peel off bananas, so you're normally peeling off most of the rubbish. Is that making sense? If you can peel something, it's better than taking something. You could like a cabbage. Cabbage is wonderful. You just peel off the 2 outside leaves, and you use the inside of the cabbage. Remember, the cabbage from small, the outside leaves are always on the outside. It doesn't grow new leaves, it grows on the inside out. And so cabbage is a very good food. Papaya, because you can peel it. Mango, because you can peel it. So anything that you can peel, kiwi fruit, you can peel it. All right. Does that help you? Yeah. A little bit about eating food. Try and eat fruit before meals. If you eat fruit after a meal, it ferments and turns into alcohol and is very bad for your liver. My wife's dad was a missionary in Africa. He never drank in his life, but guess what? He died from liver cancer. And what they eventually found out was he used to eat some fruit after every meal, have a fruit or fruit salad. And that fruit turns into alcohol and destroys your liver. But one of the biggest causes of liver problems in the world is sugar. And, fatty liver disease, ever heard about that? That's normally sugar. Why is this such a problem? Because people don't realize bread is sugar, pasta is sugar, rice is sugar, potatoes is sugar, Carrots is sugar if it's cooked. Beets is sugar. Milk is sugar. All these things. Yogurt is sugar. So now kefir is far better. Have you ever heard of kefir? That is a fermented type. It's like sauerkraut. Have you heard of sauerkraut? Sauerkraut is great. It's wonderful for the digestive system. Kefir is like a fermented dairy. If you can get fermented goat milk or something like that, that's some of your better stuff that you're eating. Okay. Remember that goat milk has got the same size molecule as human milk. And that's why just about nobody in the world is allergic to goat milk. If you know anybody who's got an allergy to milk, nearly all dairy allergies are to A2. Do you know what A2 milk is? That's 90% of our milk sold in the UK. That comes from the black and white cow. You know the Friesland cow? The one with the big udder? That's a man-made cow. That wasn't made by God. That's a man-made cow. A1 cows is Ayrshire's, Guernsey, and Jersey. That's a creamy milk. You know the very creamy milk cow? The brown sort of cows? Now, they have got what they call an A1 milk. Now, A1 milk, the molecule is nearly the same as human beings. Right? And so just about nobody is allergic to A1 milk as well. Okay. If you're going to buy milk, you never want to get a 2% or 1% or anything like that, because the minute man has destroyed it, God gave us nearly a perfect food and the man destroys it. You want to get the full cream, full fat, whole, raw, natural milk. That's what you're looking for. All right. Okay. Are you learning anything? It's so good to be with you. Thank you for being here today. Do you know why? Imagine if I was doing this to myself. It would be very boring because I've heard this before. I don't like skim milk because it's man-made. The minute man gets involved with what God makes, he messes it up. So the closer, anything, just try and think, the closer to the way God made it, the better. Right? That's why if you want some berries, you live in London, just walk along the path and pick as many as you can and put them in your freezer. Right? That's the best food you can get in London, is the berries next to the road. Another good thing is the UK grows very good apples. Very good apples. Now you buy the apples in apple season, but you want to get those very sour apples. You know those sour green, nearly like, yeah, the little, yes, but even the UK's even got a sourer one than the Granny Smith, right? Yes, it's nearly like a cooking apple. Yeah, and that's the apple you want. No, they're small. Yeah, and they're very sour. And you can get them, sometimes they've got a bit of red on them, but they're grown in the UK, and they're a very good apple. They're high in antioxidants, high in flavonoids, high in vitamin C. Yes, they squash down sort of apples, yes. Cow milk. Oh, camel. Oh, that's a good question, but I thought they're too tall to milk. You can't reach them. I'm just kidding. It's a good. I've never heard that question, but I'll Google it and I'll send the host. I will answer you, but that's a very good question. The what? Just remember, any food, the sweeter it is, the more sugar, the less nutrition. Any food. So if it's sweet, just think, what is sweet? Sugar is sweet, right? So if you're thinking more tangy, more antioxidants. But now, the only reason why they say the red delicious is good for you, because of the brightness of the skin. But the skin is only so thin, and then they put all the chemicals on the skin. So I like to have a peeled fruit. That's why mango is one of your best foods you can have. Mango is excellent, because it's got good fiber inside. Another good food is watermelon, because it's good fiber and It's got lots of water to wash out the sugar. But unfortunately, of course, sugar is sugar. Right? There's nothing to do about it. Okay. Yes. It says so on the bottle. It will say A1 or A2. It tells you on the bottle. A1 is far better. It's more expensive, but it's far better. Okay. Now, if you've any South Africans in here, Woolworths is the only place in South Africa that sells A1 milk. All right. Even when you're buying butter and things like that. Okay, so let's get back on how to read a supplement label. I'm going to ask Barbara again. She's gone again. Chris. Okay. Chris, I need some volunteers up here. Take the good E and the bad E.
Good E and the bad E.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to, Leslie, and what we're going to do, we're going to take a vitamin E made from petrol and put on your one hand. I'm going to take a vitamin E made from food, put on your other hand, and you're going to feel the difference. Just going to put a drop on each finger, okay? Huh?
Hands on that side. So it's their left hand. From us.
Okay, so Leslie is doing your left hand. Okay? And so all I want you to do is don't wipe it off, just rub it and feel the difference. So when you go home, and we're trying to help you make decisions. So when you go home and you feel you've got vitamin E at home, just feel it, and you can tell in 2 seconds if it's made from petrol or if it's made from food. Okay? It's no good telling people something's good or something's bad if they don't know how to fix the problem. Am I right? You know, like Jesus teaches the Word of God that we're going to go to hell, but he says repent and come to heaven. Isn't it right? He gives a solution. Okay. Don't run away. We won't put some petrol on your hands. Can you feel how sticky that is? Uh-huh. So you're going to feel the difference. You can feel the difference. The one feels like an olive oil, the other one feels like Vaseline or grease or something. Can you feel the difference? Now, the one that's made from petrol, that's what they use to make your lipstick. Have you ever put lipstick on? That's motor car oil. Have you ever put a skin cream on? 99% of skin cream sold in the world is made from motor car oil. How bad is that? So when you're putting your petrol on in the morning, doesn't it feel so good to put your petrol on every morning? Yeah, they are. All right. Can you feel the difference? Now, if you want a skin cream, where's Elizabeth? Is Elizabeth here? What is Elizabeth and Barbara doing outside all the time? So, there's Elizabeth. All right. So, she's having lunch and breakfast. Sorry, Elizabeth, right? So, I wanted to say that if you want a decent skin cream that's not made from petrol, here's the lady you speak to. Right? Okay. If you want to have a decent shampoo or conditioner or that doesn't have 13,000 chemicals in it, here's the lady to speak to. Right? Okay, there you are. Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, let's move on. So, I would love you to understand, if you want to take notes or take pictures or anything, if you're buying a vitamin, these are the 4 things you're looking for. Number 1, is it made from human food? If it's not made from food, what is it made from? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever heard of beta-carotene? Well, let me carry on. Now, it should be produced on a pharmaceutical license. That means I can trust the label. Have you ever read, who's ever read the label of something? Wouldn't it be nice to know that you can trust that label? How would you know you can trust it if it's got a pharmaceutical license? It's the only way you know you can trust the label. Yeah, they make it so small that you can't read it, first of all, right? Fine print. But the real key over here is, can I trust the manufacturer? Because let me tell you how the vitamin industry works. I make the product. I tell you it's good. Trust me. That's how the vitamin industry works. There's nobody in control of them. So you want to make sure, can I trust the manufacturer? Third party, has it got human clinical trials? And the last thing is, were they published in medical journals? Very, very important. Right? Okay, so that was very, very important. So let's have a look at those studies. Here's an incredible study. Have you ever heard of hormonal problems? Low testosterone, cysts on your ovaries, overactive thyroid, underactive thyroid, adrenal gland problems. This is a study done in 1950 at the Hollywood Presbyterian Hospital in Los Angeles. They took all these Hollywood stars that had depression and mood swings and irritability and all this kind of stuff, and they gave them 3 of those tablets a day, and overnight their lives changed. They could sleep better, they had more energy, clarity of thinking, just absolutely incredible, balanced their hormones, didn't get depressed, their lives totally changed. So they got really excited about this. People had brain fog, that vanished, their energy increased. And so nobody knew why until 2003. In 2003, 2 scientists were given the Nobel Prize in chemistry because they discovered if you took 3 of these tablets a day, it would increase nutrient flow into your cells by 50% and increase your body's ability to detox by 55%. And when you think of that, that is mind-boggling. That is absolutely mind-boggling that you're taking a product and it can totally change your life. When God made the body, remember when Jesus took the bread and he broke it? He said, "This is my body." Who would ever think that 2,000 years after he did that, 2 scientists were given the Nobel Prize in chemistry? How amazing is that? For discovering that what he was saying was true. Because the only way for nutrient to enter your body is if you can take the lipids and sterols, the 3 essential fatty acids, the 2 lipids and 1 sterol into your body. So people say, what's the most important nutrient in the world? I believe it's the lipids and sterols. That there was published globally in medical journals because us in the Western world have taken this out of our diet. How amazing is that? The product that balances your hormone, increases your energy, helps you to detox the 70,000 chemicals they've made, increase your body's ability to absorb nutrition. They estimate today in the UK, listen to this, in the UK, nearly 90% of disease is related to the inability to absorb nutrition in the cell and the inability to detox those cells, nearly 90% of disease. And that's why, if you say to me, what's the most important nutrient in the world? I'd say the lipids and sterols, because you can eat all the food in the world you want. If you can't get it into your cells, you can't fight the disease. Look at this over here. So they took beta-carotene. Ever heard of beta-carotene? This is an antioxidant, but it's in your protein shakes. It's in your baby food. And they gave it to human beings, and they took 29,000 people. They gave it to them, and it increased cancer growth by 18%. And you can go and buy it tomorrow at Boots. You can go buy it at nearly any health store tomorrow. And in this study, they proved that it would increase your cancer growth by 18%. Isn't that crazy? That to me is absolutely crazy. So, look at this. Here's an incredible study. They took humans, a study was done by the United States Department of Agriculture. They took humans, they gave them 3 of these tablets a day, and in 20 days it boosted their immune system by 37%. Now, can you imagine? Nearly every disease in the world is related to a lowered immune system. If you heard of cancer, the number 1 cause of cancer is a lowered immune system. We got this COVID thing, remember? The only people who died from COVID are those that had a lowered immune system. So this is such an incredible product. They also discovered it increased your natural killer cells by 20%. What do the natural killer cells do? The natural killer cells stop cancer from spreading. The natural killer cells kill a virus before it even attacks your body. Over there, it slowed down aging by 44%. How many of you would like to slow down aging of your liver by 44%? Aging of your brain by 40%, aging of your kidneys. Isn't that exactly? Aging of your eyes by 44%, aging of your prostate, aging of every part of your body. Wouldn't that be exciting? And then, have you ever heard of heart disease? In this study, it slowed down heart disease, cholesterol by up to 500%. How amazing is that? Do you know that's the number one killer in the UK is heart disease? Do you know how many people are going to die from heart disease? And yes, something that could help you overcome it by up to 500%. That's mind-boggling. I was dealing with somebody this morning in Cyprus who's got heart problems. And they were very excited to hear about this. So if you're looking for a supplement, it should be juice extracted, dehydrated, organically grown, non-hybrid, vine-ripened, non-GMO fruits and vegetables produced according to pharmaceutical license. Oh, you want that slide up again? There you are. All right, there you are. If anything irritates me is just when I'm about to take a picture, the speaker takes a slide down. He moves along. So I'm here for you today. You just tell me slow down, don't go so fast. I've only got about 10 minutes left here, 15 minutes left. Yes. Mm. We're not even going to go there. You know, when we start talking about that, is what are the consumers doing about putting antifreeze in ice cream so you can stick it out, you can scoop it out without bending a spoon. What we're going to talk about, putting paint stripper in ice cream so that you can enhance the flavor. What we're going to talk about putting in MSG in bacon, which causes brain cancer, to increase the flavor. What we're going to talk about putting nitrates and nitrites in sandwiches. We could just go on and on. Yeah, giving 6 months old babies. So we're not going to go there. I'm not here to tell you about all of. Yeah, it's profit-based. And there's no laws and no controls. The only thing I can guide you with is how to make some good decisions. Is that right? That's all I can do. I can't fix the world, but I can help you fix you. Is that right? Okay. And bring you closer to the way God. But I love that question. Thank you so much. It's really depressing. It's really, you know, I could get really frustrated about what's happening in the world out there. So you take fish oils. Remember I showed you on omega-3s that it's got drugs in that can cause strokes, heart attacks, and internal bleeding and kill you. So a study done by UC Davis and UC Berkeley wanted to find, do all fish oils do that? And so they decided to take this one. And because it's made under pharmaceutical license, this is the only one in the world made under pharmaceutical license. So they took this product, they gave it to human beings, 3 a day. Look what happened. In 8 weeks, it reduced inflammation by 68%. How bad is that? Can you imagine it? 8 weeks, it reduced inflammation by 68%. Now, let me tell you, nearly every disease in the world is related to inflammation. I had somebody this morning, again in Cyprus. Man, I work hard for these cowlies. And she can't walk. She's got such bad osteoarthritis. She can hardly even walk. And she's allergic to salmon. Can you imagine being allergic to salmon? But I asked her, so she's going to do a test, is it wild-caught salmon or is it farmed salmon? Because she could be allergic to the antibiotics and the penicillin in farmed salmon. Right? There's a very big difference over here. Anyway, so salmon oil is so important for any kind of inflammation, for any kind of arthritis, for any kind of sore joints. Did you know that nearly every disease in the world is related to inflammation? Have you ever seen somebody when they start getting my age, and I'm still young? Yeah. And I must tell you, can I brag a little bit? At the age of 31, I was sent home to die. 3 weeks ago, I had a man in my house. He's an insurance assessor. He was sent to see me because they had just redone my blood work. You know, in America, every, say, I don't know, so many years, they have to do your tests again for your life policy for health and things like that and extended. And I've got a life policy of a 25-year-old. And they wanted to find out, is this possible? So he was sent to come and interview me. And he's sitting there, he's about 33 or 34. And he says, this is so unfair. I've got a life policy of a 30-year-old, and you've got one of a 25-year-old. Because he said, you got the lowest premium on planet Earth. And because I still passed again as a 25-year-old, they have extended me that I don't ever have to have my life policy tested again. I just renewed at 25-year-old permanently, and I'm 65. How amazing is that, right? And why am I telling you that? Because never look where you are. You can change your life. Because when God made your body, He empowered your body to kill every cell in that body every 7 years. Did you know that? The person sitting in this chair in 7 years' time will be a new person. It'll still have your name, but a new person. And so God gave every cell in your body the ability to self-destruct, to kill itself when it gets old, to give you a new one. So how come people die from cancer? Because cancer is very clever. Cancer comes in and turns off that self-destruct mode. So that cancer cell can't die, the cancer will just grow. So guess what? What do you think turns it back on again? Turmeric. Did you know that? Have you ever heard of turmeric? If you take enough turmeric, if you saturate your body in turmeric, the curcumin. Now, how do you increase the amount of turmeric into your bloodstream? If you add black pepper to it. Black pepper will increase the curcumin into your bloodstream by 2,000%. By 2,000%. Now, if you get enough curcumin into your bloodstream, guess what happens? It goes into that cell and turns on the kill switch again and allows the cell to die, to fight the cancer. Isn't that amazing? Isn't God incredible? He gave us such good food, but we don't know how to use it. Hey, have you ever got that you're hungry all the time? Right? Me, I love food. Anybody, come on, you men, don't look so innocent. I love food, right? Okay. Aren't men hungry all the time? Right? They eat you out of house and home. I got hollow legs. But did you know that if you put curcumin, if you eat a lot of curcumin in your food and things like that, curcumin stops you from having an appetite. Right? Absolutely amazing. Okay, so I don't know if that's helping you. Is any of that helping you? Right? Okay. Okay. Curcumin, it's a turmeric extract. It's an active... It's a root. Yeah, it's a root. You can get it in powder form, but I like to... Yes, that's it. Turmeric. Turmeric, yes. Yes, that's right. And the active ingredient in turmeric, the thing that you're looking for, is called curcumin. Right. It's like when you eat a carrot, you're not looking for the carrot, you're looking for the 7 carotenoid families. All right. Okay. You add the black pepper to it. It's like if you're eating an apple, you're not looking for the apple, you're looking for the flavonoids and the vitamin C. Is that making sense? Okay. Yeah, good man. I think you and I could be twins. They are. In 7 years' time. They are. Okay. So in the study of, you know that fish oil, a study done in Japan, if you give pregnant moms fish oil, the children born from them will have a 32% higher IQ. So if your children are stupid, look in the mirror. Did you give them a fish oil when you were pregnant? Right? Yes. Did you know in that same study they found the moms who took fish oil never got depressed, no postpartum depression afterwards, and reduced strokes in those moms by nearly 60%. So fish oil is incredible for protecting your brain. So then they said, what about moms who never gave them children fish oil? Are these children just going to be stupid their whole life? And they discovered that if you give a child up until the age of 90, anybody, 3 omegas a day, it will increase the IQ by nearly 30% and the memory. It will help people with dementia. You can't reverse it, but you protect it from going further. You can block it from going further. But we can talk, I'll take questions after. It's a great question, that, right? So omega-3 is incredible for antidepressant. It's a calmant, it's a relaxant. It's for clarity for your brain. It's the number one protector against, have you ever heard of irritable bowel syndrome? It's the number one protector for irritable bowel syndrome. It's the number one protector, you'll be excited, number one protector against prostate cancer. Did you know 52% of men are going to get prostate cancer? 52%. Now, that's so sad. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men in this room, 7, 8, right? 8 men. Him and I are not going to get it because we take the right nutrients. I don't know about the rest of you. So you want to protect yourself from prostate cancer. Who's looking forward to have a catheter put in and out of them for the rest of their life? No. There you are. So salmon oil is an incredible product. And in this study, this was the only fish oil in the world that had no drugs, no chemicals, and reduced heart disease by 68% and reduced inflammation by 68%. All right, vitamin E. When you're looking, remember we showed you that vitamin E? Do you feel the difference? One's made from motor car oil, one's made from food. How can you tell if a vitamin E is good for you? If it should be made from whole grains. You know, throughout the Word of God, He talks about wheat. Remember harvesting the wheat fields, the bread, eating the wheat. Throughout it, He broke the bread. But the bread we're eating today is so bad. But anyway, it should be made from whole grains, and the oil should be cold extracted in an oxygen-free factory, and it should have the vitamin E families, 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. Very, very important. That is so, so important. That is made in an oxygen-free factory, and it's got all 8 vitamin E's. In the UK, it's called wheat germ oil. Absolutely great, great product. All right. When you're looking for a vitamin, you want to make sure that's been published in medical journals. If you're brave enough to take a vitamin, I would encourage you to be brave enough to pick up the phone, say to the person on the other side, can you show me your human clinical trials put in medical journals? I've just been showing you medical trial after medical trial. Have you seen those? I would never put another vitamin in my mouth if there's no medical trial by that company. I wouldn't touch it. The next thing, have you ever taken a protein shake? Who's just taken a protein shake before? Yeah, me too. I took all kinds of stuff because I didn't know. I just thought if it comes in a can, it must be healthy. Has anybody ever thought that? If I'm getting it from Boots or somewhere, it must be healthy. Isn't it right? That's what I used to think. Yeah, that's what I used to think. Look at this study over here. Clean Label Project took 134 different types of protein shakes. I didn't even know there were 134 manufacturers of protein shakes in the world. And they discovered 70% has got lead, 74% got cadmium, same amount as arsenic as lead, and 55% got BPA. Now, I don't know if you know what lead, arsenic, BPA, and do inside the body, and cadmium. Have you ever heard of infertility? Ever heard of impotency? Ever heard of miscarriage? Ever heard of dementia, Alzheimer's? Ever heard of brain tumors? Ever heard of breast cancer? Ever heard of prostate cancer, testicle cancer? This is insanity. This stuff should not be in protein shakes. You're buying it to be healthy. You're not buying it so you can order a coffin. Am I right? So next time you're putting your protein shake in it, have you ever seen that game called Russian roulette where they put a bullet in the gun and they spin it and they say, pick, and just by peeing yourself, is that the one that's going to kill me? Well, next time you take your protein shake, that's what you want to think. Is this the one that's going to kill me? Look at this over here. Have you ever heard of collagen? Now, do you know that God's got brains? Did you know that? God gave you a collagen factory. You've got a little collagen factory inside you. Why did he give you a collagen factory? Because it's nearly impossible for your body to absorb collagen. So if you're taking collagen, first of all, nearly all goes down the toilet. That's number one. So for your body to make collagen, all it needs is 22 amino acids, protein. It needs 15 carotenoid families. It needs all 8 vitamin E's. It needs vitamin C, the full families of vitamin C, rose hips and everything. Was that Hakuna Matata? No, there are. And it needs minerals. And so I'll show you how to find that. But look at this study over here. This is an incredible study. This study was done by Organic Consumers Association and Clean Label Project. And they went and bought nearly every collagen in the world. They found 86% of collagen has got heavy metals in, which cause cancer, brain tumors, kidney cancer, liver cancer, breast cancer, ovary cancer, uterus cancer, that poison your body, dementia, Alzheimer's. 86% of collagen. Look at this over here. Arsenic. Do you know what we use arsenic for in Africa? To exterminate rats. Do you know what they put arsenic in protein shake in the UK? To exterminate sportsmen. I don't know what they put it in there. You tell me what they put it in there for. It's insane. Isn't this craziness? Yeah. So all I come in here today to show you, hey, what we think could be good for us could be bad for us. Let's take lipstick. When you apply lipstick, who would ever think it's made from lead and petrol? Now, you can get some good ones. You can go to Whole Foods and get some good ones, but you have to look for it. I always say to people, use a little bit less. I'm not saying don't use lipstick. I'm saying use less. Maybe go and get a good quality one. Spend a little bit more, but don't put it on so often. Is that making sense? If you're going to use a skin cream, I'm not saying don't use makeup and skin cream. Just make sure your foundation skin cream is not poisonous. How does that sound? Now you can put the others over the top. But just make sure the bottom one that's touching your body is not poisonous. Is that helping you? Does that make sense? Right? Okay. If you want to use hand cream, don't use hand cream. Use coconut cream. Yeah, use a coconut oil or something like that, right? So those are the kind of things I would look at. Maybe shea butter. You know shea butter? Something like that. Make sure it's made from a plant. Look at this over here. So when you're looking for a protein shake, these are the things you're looking for. Cannot trust the label. Is it proto-guarded? Proto-guard means that 500% more will enter your bloodstream. Proto-guard means it will increase your kidney's lifespan instead of reducing your kidney's lifespan. Proto-guard means that it will give you about 2,000 digestive enzymes to help you digest your food, and we all know how important it is to digest our food. Is that right? Make sure that it's got all the fiber families. The fibers soak up chemicals and pesticides and poisons and the plaque and the cholesterol and clean out your body and help you lose weight. Is fiber good for you, Chris? Fiber is so important. Sweeps out the colon, protects you from intestinal cancer, helps you against diabetes. Fiber is so good. Instead of sugar, increase your fiber. It's incredible. And then, of course, biologically complete with all 22 amino acids, and make sure it's got 25 food families. Remember, I started off by showing you the average person in the UK doesn't even get 10 of the 59 nutrient families. So when you're taking a protein shake with 25, you're giving yourself about 150% more different families of nutrition. So that's what you're looking for. So that's what I like to take. I call it our breakfast solution. I don't know what you call it in the UK. But that has got 56 nutrient families out of 59. God only made 59 nutrient families. That has got 56. So if I was going to take a vitamin, which I do, that's what I would take. It's absolutely, I just took mine out. I took him while I was driving in the car. But that's what I would take. Why? Because that will give you 56 nutrient families. Let me tell you where the average person in the UK is going. They're heading, have you ever heard of diabetes, cancer, arthritis, dementia, Alzheimer's, gout, colon problems, eye problems? That's where, now if you can move your health by moving from 9 nutrient families to 56 nutrient families a day, can you imagine what you could do to your body? All of a sudden, the ship that's heading this way is going to turn and start going in a new direction. Because as the nutrients going through your body, each cell grabs out what it needs, and now it can start recovering. But if it doesn't get what it needs, it can't recover. All right, does that make sense to you? Okay, before I bore you and you get sick and tired of me, that's what I wanted to tell you today, all right? I wanted to say this beautiful lady, Elizabeth, come stand next to me. Look how beautiful she is, right? Oh, yes. Oh, then I'm going to answer your questions. Look at this beautiful lady here. If you're needing any product, if you want to talk to anybody, I'm from the USA. She is your local leader. But this sharp-looking young man, I used to look like that 60 years ago. All right, okay. This sharp-looking young man, he's your leader in the UK, him and his wife, and they're beautiful people. They're really great people, right? So I just wanted to say, here's a great lady. I'm here to take your questions now. Yes. Okay, that's a good question. Let me teach you about gout. Your body makes most of the uric acid inside your body, the purines. So how do you get rid of these purines? Beans and lentils are the best things. Now, beans are the highest in purines in the world of any kind of food, but beans carry out purines out of your body. So nearly every person who gets gout has got kidney problems. The main reason for gout is your kidneys are not filtering out the purines out the body. So it's not how much of the bad food you're eating. See, that's where we lie to. So I'm going to teach you. Do you get gout? Do you get gout? You do suffer gout. Okay, so I'm teaching you how to fix your gout. The minute you wake up in the morning, you take a half a teaspoon of baking soda with bicarbonate of soda. Okay, with a tall glass of water. Yeah, you get that little measure thing, you know, your wife bakes with? You take half a teaspoon of baking soda level with a tall glass of water the minute you wake up. Put it in your mouth, drink it down. Don't eat for 2 hours. Every single morning. And then you eat a lot of beans and a lot of lentils. And then the other thing that carries those purines out your body is vitamin C. Take 4 vitamin C a day, as long as the vitamin C is made from food and not from ascorbic acid. If it's made from battery acid, it's going to harm you. But if it's made from food, it's going to help you. So those are the 2 biggest things for gout. The baking soda first in the morning, 4 vitamin C a day, and eat a lot of beans and lentils. Does that help you? Okay, there you are. Okay, it's asparagus, it's mushrooms, it's prawns, it's oysters, it's most seafood, it's red meats, it's these things, but your body makes most of them. You see, this is where people go wrong. They think it's the food I'm eating, but your body makes it over I think it's about 90%. Only 10% comes from your food. The rest, so your body's making them all day long. I'll be with you right now, sir. Your body's making them all day long. You have to get rid of them. And the thing that gets rid of them, it's a byproduct. It's like a motor car. You've got an exhaust of the motor car. And if your exhaust is blocked, your car's not going to go. You have to carry those purines out the body. Yes, sir. Then I'll be with you. If you take vitamin C, no. Look, I 100. If your vitamin C is made from petrol, of course, I wouldn't touch it, right? And if you think petrol's good for you, you can come out of Chris's car, you can have some. He's got some in his car outside, right? So if you're going to take a vitamin C, it should be juiced oranges. Now, this is what I always tell people. Go to your doctor and say, what organic food should I not be eating? What organic food? Now, if he tells you don't eat oranges, then maybe you shouldn't take a vitamin C made from oranges. Is that making sense? So just never say to your doctor, I'm taking a multivitamin. If your vitamins are made from juice extracted organic food, always say to the doctor, what organic food should I not be eating? Okay. All right. So basically, to clarify your question, one can be if you're taking a vitamin E that's made from petrol, it's very bad for you. Look, you might be able to run fast, but in long distance, it's very bad for you. Right? But if you're taking vitamin E made from food, like I just showed you, it will only help you. Does that make sense? Good question. Yes, my dear. You've been taking what? Oh, okay. Okay, this is what I am going to say is I don't know too much about it. But if you are going to take a supplement, number one, is it made from organic human food or is it made from turpentine, petroleum, rocks, and metal filings? That's the first thing. The second thing is, have they got any human clinical trials? Third thing is, have they been produced under pharmaceutical license to guarantee label integrity? Remember, if it's made under pharmaceutical license, what's on the label has to be in the product at expiry date. And lastly, have those trials been published in medical journals? So you can take any supplement in the world, and I can guarantee you, I've never seen another company besides this one that uses organic food produced under pharmaceutical license with human clinical trials published in medical journals. Okay? So all I'm going to say is, if you are taking something like that, you're very brave. You're very brave. You know, there's a company in America, they sell these synthetic vitamins down the side, and after you buy your vitamins, you walk out the door, they sell the coffins right there. Yeah. So you can take your vitamins made from petrol and make sure you got your coffins lined up for you, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just don't forget that study I showed you, that the people who take the vitamins, let me bring it up for you again, yeah? Okay, if you're taking a vitamin, this study, just always remember this study. In this study, it increased cancer by 32%. Right? So if you're taking a vitamin, ask them for the human clinical trials. Does that make sense? If you're going to take your hard-earned money and buy something, make sure it's helping you, not killing you. That's right. Yeah, don't buy death, buy life. Okay. Yes, sir. NPK, supers, phosphates, and nitrates. That's made from petrol. Yeah. Because we indoctrinated by the West. The Africa thinks the West is civilized, but it's uncivilized. So we indoctrinated by the West. We need to go back to what we grew stuff for thousands and thousands of years. Compost, manures, cow manure, goat manure, sheep manure, chicken manure, human manure, organic manure. That's what we used to do. And that's where we need to go back. Is that making sense? You know, that's what we used for thousands of years. Now we use motor car oil. It's idiotic petroleum. Okay. Totally idiotic. All right. Any more questions? No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so take the garlic at night. Things like calcium, mineral, garlic you want to take in the evening because they calm you down, they help you sleep. Garlic, calcium, magnesium, all, salmon oil, those can all be taken at night. The others, I would take half morning and half lunchtime. I take about 15 in the morning and about 15 at lunchtime. And so now, let's say, for example, I'm traveling a lot, and when I travel, I want to boost my immune system. I take about 6 phytodefense a day, which is about 6 is 18 carotenoids, 12 flavonoids, 6 cruciferous. I take that on top of everything else. So now all of a sudden I'm taking an extra 35 tablets a day. Every time I eat, I just open a packet and put one in my mouth, or put a packet in my mouth. All right? Because you want to space them out, get little bits. Now, the biggest thing about near-life products, this is what's so wonderful about them. Like a carotenoid will stay in your body for 90 days. So if you took it 90 days ago, today it will leave your body. Right? Our vitamin E will stay in your body for 90 days. Our salmon oil, because they are oil-based and they're quality. Now, vitamin B from the store and vitamin C will only stay in your body for 60 minutes. The near-life vitamin C will stay in your body for 10 hours. So that's 9 times longer, or 10 times longer. And that's the difference between what they call a vitamin C from a store or something that's called threshold control technology. That means it stays in your body for up to 10 hours. It's 9.5 hours or so. It stays in your body. Is that making sense? So that's the difference between ours and anybody else. So let's say you're fighting flu. You can take a vitamin C in the morning. You can take one at night. Now it's in your body for about 20 hours. So, or you can take one morning, one lunchtime, one evening. Now it's in your body 24 hours. But if you're taking something from a store, you have to take it every 60 minutes. You have to take a new one because it's down the toilet. All right. You can skip some days if you want to. If you want to save some money and your husband will love you more. Yes. Prostrate. Exactly. You know, a man should, yes, a man has to be active. You know, otherwise it's going to store up there. But you might get a swollen prostate, but it's going to protect you from becoming cancerous. So, yes, you should be active. A male should be active. And you should be taking about 2 to 3 salmon oil a day, 2 to 3 carotenoids a day, about 1 to 2 zinc a day are the most important things to protect your prostate. And, of course, aloe vera. Those are things that really help the prostate. All right. So, of course, activity is important. That's why even in the Word of God, it talks about don't... as a couple, don't, what's the wording? Abstain, yes. Don't say, you know, you can't make sex with me or whatever. It's vital. If you don't deny, there your word, there you are. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's becoming a problem. That's why in the Western world, so many men are getting, it's 52% of men are getting prostate cancer and 18% are going to get testicle cancer. And that's one of the problems. And the other problem is the lubricants they're using is Vaseline, which is petrol. And petrol causes testicle and prostate cancer and vaginal cancer. So if you're going to use a lubricant, use olive oil or coconut oil. Or shea butter wouldn't work. It's too greasy. I wouldn't think it would work. Yeah, I wouldn't use that, right? No, your wife won't love you for that, let me tell you. She'll fire you. Okay. All right. I think we've learned enough. Did you learn enough? Aren't you tired of me? Great setting. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Louis Smith. We really appreciate. There is no time that you listen to him that you not gain more things. And we are so grateful because we need refresher course. You know, sometimes you think you know, but until you listen, that's when you know that a lot of things to still be done. And the Almighty God will help us in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Just before we go, in just 10 minutes, I will just call Angie to tell us about the water we drink. Please, 10 minutes. God bless you. Please make her welcome.
Oh, dear.
Take it away, Angie.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. And I was listening to him, although we came late, a little bit late. But I enjoyed everything he said. So you can see anything good, natural, they all work together. And, okay, just leave you here for now. So I won't take your time because you're tired. You must want to go and eat your food. But I will just take a little time to tell you about water. Okay? And we know water. That's why the Bible says the water is life. And we know that the organs in our body is made out of 70 to 95% of water. Okay? So we're going to look at the water we're drinking. We have bottled waters around the world, table water, that, but we got the best water on the planet. So I can say, you know, people goes to mountain to get water, okay? And when they go to mountain, they got a little bit of jar, and they say they want to get water from there. When they get the water and drink that, they will say the water will heal their body. But now what this company did, they said, we want to find out what's the difference between the water you get from the mountain and ordinary water we drink around us. So they started searching, and they were able to find out that the water from the mountain has no acid, has no chemical, no sediment, no chlorine. They're all pure, okay? And because of that, it was able to have the full properties of the water. So I'm trying to make it very simple. Okay, and then also, and those properties, is about 5 of them, which I'll briefly touch. I won't take your time. He gave me 10 minutes, so I'm checking. Keep counting, yeah? So now, and you see that the water we drink, we have all full of chlorine, acid, and that's what it is. But let me focus on what we are here, the good water. It's called Kangen water, okay? And you can see the properties here. One of the properties is antioxidant, active hydrogen, organic alkaline, microcluster. So I'm going to touch on this briefly. Okay? So when we said, and to make it very clear, there's nothing wrong with the water. But what is wrong is that all those chemicals we put in the water is what makes the water not good for us. Okay? So because of that, this company was able to find out, and they said, if we can get the Kangen water, if we need water to get those properties, me and you won't be going to mountain to get that water. So they started looking how to get that water into our homes so we can get the same quality of water from the mountain. So they were able to find out that they can use the titanium surgical 3160i, okay? And if you see, that's when the surgeons are doing operation in the hospitals, when they want to do hip replacement, knee replacement, implants, they use only one metal, which is 3160i surgical titanium. Why did they use it? Because it's pure. It doesn't react to anything. So the company find out that using that surgical titanium, if water passes through that, it will neutralize everything in the water. The acid, the chlorine, the chemicals, all the sediments in the water. Now, the amazing thing about that is that they have to use electrolysis and through electricity to be able to separate those chemicals that the titanium plates neutralize in the water, and you waste them. So each time you're taking the water, they put the small gadgets in your kitchen. So each time you're taking your water from the kitchen, it comes into the machine, it goes through that process, and it's very quick. So after separating that, you find out that the water you're drinking now, it will give you the same water because it has two taps. One wastes all those wastes that it comes out from the water, and one will give you exactly the same water from the mountain. So now that water inside your kitchen now has that all the properties we're talking about. So the first property is hydrogen active, and that hydrogen active, it has life in them. So what does it do? When you drink the water, it penetrates into your cells straight away to your brain, and when it got in there, it will start looking for free radicals, acid, any chlorine inside your body. It will fight them, and they start coming out from your urine, or you pull them out. Okay? And the other way to explain it as well, it also has a life in them. Okay? If we say it has a life in them, it's like if you go to your garden and you got vegetables there, they're inside the soil, it has a life in them. So if I cut it off from the farm, bring it into my kitchen, I want to use them to cook food, it's fresh. If you use it the first day, it got all the vitamins and minerals intact. Okay? If you use it the second day, it's still fresh. The third day is still fresh. But you'll notice in your vegetables that you got from your farm, the moment you leave it after 4 days, it starts shrinking. When it starts shrinking, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your vegetable. It means the vitamins and mineral in there is dying off. So that's what we mean, that hydrogen active is got life in them. So each time you produce it straight away, it's going through that process, through your machine, you got that, you can see the hydrogen active, you can see them live. Okay? And this is where the healing properties also come in as well. It deals with any kind of disease as well. So now, if you drink that water, you put your cells in a better position. If you now take your vitamins, eat your food, it absorbed. Like he says, anything you eat, why we suffer is because your cell is not absorbing it. So this water will make a way, clear your cells. Anything you now eat or drink, it will absorb them. So, and then over 6,000 doctors around the world say that anybody that drinks hydrogen active, it will be very difficult to any disease to survive in that body. And the second one again is microcluster. Okay, so microcluster, because those acid has been removed, all the chlorines, everything, sediment has been removed from the water. So you notice that the microcluster now, the water molecules is very tiny. Okay, other waters we drink, the bottled waters, their molecules is about 9. But the Kangen water is about 5, which means it can penetrate so deeply into your cells, even to cancer cell, which is the tiniest cells in the body. And when it goes in there, I can stay here and drink 5 liters within an hour. I won't feel bloated. It will go into the cells, the organs, all your organs, the heart, your liver will say, this is the water I need. It will start dehydrating them, rejuvenating your cells, and I will go to the toilet, and it comes out straight away. But we drink all the ordinary waters as well. It stays in your body. It can't digest, it can't penetrate because of those acid and those chlorines inside them. After a long time, it just comes out without doing anything. Okay? And the other one, again, we say is alkaline. We got a lot of waters, they say it's alkaline water because they use chemical to make it alkaline. Like he said, bicarbonate of soda is good. But now watch, if he puts 1 spoon of bicarbonate of soda in the water, it's good. That's maybe 1 glass a day. Okay. So, and it makes the water alkaline. But remember, the acid, the bicarbonate of soda that is there is still in there. The chlorine is still in there, but you just neutralize them. But the difference between that and this, that even if it goes through that, all those things in the water, it will separate them and take them away, keep them separate. So now, when you see the water, as they say, is alkaline in the shore, they use chemical to make it alkaline. That's why they said you can't drink too much alkaline. Because if I drink 1 big glass that bicarbonate of soda, That's 1 in the morning. So should I drink only 1 glass of water a day? No. But if I want to drink 1 liter, that means I have to put maybe 3 spoons of bicarbonate of soda. And now, the more I take it, the more those chemicals in the water that make it alkaline is so harmful to me. That's why they say you can't drink more alkaline because of those chemicals they use it. But this one is organic alkalized water because it has no chemical. So the more you drink the water, the more your cells are rejuvenating, the more you're younger. You can see I'm young, innit? So, okay. You want to ask me a question? Sorry? Okay. Yeah, so I'm just explaining the properties of the water, but there's so much the water can do. Now, the last one, just rounding up, is, 1 second, let me just look. Yeah, you want to see that? Okay. So, because of those hydrogen active, I'm finishing now. If you wake up every morning and take 1 glass of water from the machine, it looks like it has antioxidant. So it means like you've taken 1 bunch of broccoli and eat. So, but the difference between the water and the food, you have to go and eat the food, cook the vegetables to get those things. But drinking the water, you're getting them straight away. So whether you like it or not, you must drink water. Water is life. Thank you. If you have any question, okay. Sir? Yeah, I understand. Okay, that's good. Thank you very much for the question. Reverse osmosis, what it does, it cleans the water and it kills the mineral and the nutrients in the water. And also, it doesn't separate the acid. It's still in there. All the chlorines is still there. It just kills them and it still stay inside and it kills the minerals in the water. But this doesn't. More than that. It helps to fight every disease in your body. Any more questions? Yeah. It's what? Not at all. Not at all. It's not. It's not. I have a test that we can do because the time. We can do a little test to show you. Okay, yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. I'm just sharing the water and I only sell the services. I do, but it's just the services because if I sell the water according to what it does, it will be more. But I'm just sharing it out. But I bought the bag, so I'm selling just the bag, not the water. We sell it £10, but for today, okay, it's okay. Yeah. Any question more? You're welcome.
Please give her a round of applause. And before she goes, if you need any question or you want her to test some things for you, she has some gadgets outside that she wants to use to test it for you. So she has some gadgets outside that she will use to test it for you. All we are just trying to do today is to just call our attention to our health. You know, sometimes we buy fridges, television, big one. We buy, I've just got my mortgage, hallelujah. And then I will stock it and all that. But the person working for that house, we are neglecting it. And when that person is gone, who owns the mortgage? Who owns the house? Who owns those gadgets? Those are the things we are talking about today. Let us concentrate on our body. When we concentrate on our body and we do more to be alive, then we can begin to buy gadgets. We can begin to buy those new cars. We can begin to buy those new houses. Then we'll be alive to enjoy them. But let us not make those ones to be number one. Our body needs to be attended to. And God bless us in Jesus' mighty name. And if you want to contact any of the people that have spoken with us today, or you need any of the product, please speak to me. One thing that I can guarantee you is that you will buy it more expensive online, but if you speak to me, you can buy the product at the manufacturer price. That is the difference between the two. Let us pray. Father, we just want to say thank you. We give you all the glory because of the opportunity to speak to ourselves. There is need for us to listen to this. That is why these people came. Because I don't believe in accidents. I believe someone needed to hear this, and that is why we are here. Father, as we have listened to you, give us the grace and the wisdom to do accordingly in the mighty name of Jesus. Today will not be a waste in the name of Jesus, but to call our attention to the need to face our health and be healthy in the mighty name of Jesus. We are talking about